Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Harp of Ages linked game. Last episode, Data managed to find the mystery seeds and present them to Queen Ambi. And even though I saved in Lina Village in that farmer's house, for some reason I'm starting back here. So I guess they count this as a more important exit than the house that I was in. So, but it's okay because this pretty much brings us close to dungeon number 2, which we'll be heading into and completing in this episode. Gotta use those Ambi's bombs. That's it. The queen wanted them puzzle seeds. I bet she was happy. She was indeed. Very not so much. But we're even more happy because we got bombs. Bombs will allow us to enter dungeon number 2. Blow down walls and do a bunch of other things. Defeat some enemies, including the boss of this dungeon, who was really, really annoying. Guess they were going with, you know, Oracle of Seasons was kind of a tribute to the first Legend of Zelda. Well, in the first Legend of Zelda, the boss of Dungeon 2 was Dodongo. You had to defeat him with bombs. So I guess they're also paying tribute to the first Legend of Zelda here, because this boss in this dungeon will be only vulnerable to bombs. Solve this puzzle here. We gotta push this block around a little bit. And see how it's red there, so the colors were red, so we have to get us to the red squares there. It's not always gonna be the blue square, like how it was in the first dungeon, but it will be blue a few more times. In this dungeon, a dungeon map. Press select to see it. Will do. Let's take out these enemies first. We're going this way to grab a key. That room with the turtles in that we flip them over. That's what the owl was specifying. The best offense against the spikes is a good defense. So you use your shield, flip them over, and then you can defeat them. Well, in that room they're in, the door to the east was locked. We have to go this way first to get this key. There's that guy, he finally popped up. I was trying to lure him out before I went to that first room, that's why I kind of backed up there a little bit. He finally decided not to be shy anymore and come out and try to attack Data. Cool. Let's hop on back down. And the spinies have regenerated. Not much of a problem. Finish them off. And head on over here. And like the second dungeon in the first Legend of Zelda, this dungeon is also going to contain a lot of snakes. They will not be as generous as dropping rupees though as the snakes or the ropes, as they're called, more than the first Legend of Zelda. That's a really good place to get rupees. I guess they wanted you to get a lot of rupees in the first Legend of Zelda. It would make sense because the first item that you got in the Legend of Zelda from Dungeon 1 was the bow and arrow, was the bow. And you have to buy arrows separately, so you get the first time you're playing it, you get the bow, you're like, wow, I need to buy some arrows. I need a lot of rupees. We'll put you in a dungeon that gives you lots of rupees. The game was nice. It wasn't nice that we had to go all the way this way just to get a key. And we're getting a little bit of a preview of what the future dungeon is going to hold. A lot of jumping puzzles. We also saw a lot of holes on the overworld blocking access. So that means that our dungeon item here is going to be the box feather that allows us to jump over those holes. Now though, Data is bound to the ground. But not for long. These moblins. Dunk. Now we get to ride the mine carts. We're taking the mine carts basically to the mini-boss of the dungeon. Mid-boss, mini-boss. Whatever you want to call him. And he's going to notice that Data is locked to the ground. And he won't taunt Data, but his taunts will be meaningless. One with no wings is no match for me. Like I said, taunts are going to be meaningless because Data will finish this guy off. Basically, he flies around, and after a while, he'll basically do a ground pound. And then when he ground pounds, you can see he destroys a tile on the floor. But that's only for the green tiles. If you stand on the blue tiles, he'll never destroy any of the blue tiles, so it's a good way. It's a little bit more tricky if you try to fight him on the green tiles, because he bounces around after he lands, and he can push you into the holes that he creates. So he's almost like, I'm thinking like now almost like Moosh, that one animal companion, the bear with the wings. You basically hold the A button to fly with him, and if you hold it, he'll gather energy and then he'll do a pound on the ground. So I guess that boss is kind of like Moosh. He just flies, stores up energy, and pounds the ground and disrupts it. There's no need to defeat these Stalfos. I just wanted to try. My OCD was telling me, defeat the Stalfoses. But this one does not cooperate, so he gets to live. Do undead really live? Or do you still consider them alive? I mean, they're not alive, they're undead, but they're walking around like they're alive. I don't know. But here's a dungeon item. A Rock's Feather. We'll put that to use right away in this very passage. So there's a passageway to the right there. Maybe with a well-timed jump you might be able to make it. I was only able to make it with Pegasus seeds, so I can jump farther and dash. But you can. It doesn't matter. There's nothing really over there. Absolutely nothing over there. But there is up here 30 rupees, and we can reach that very easily. Now let's give a mystery seed to this owl. He's going to tell us how to solve this next puzzle. With the blue wing, soar over the colored heights. So the colored heights are those, that tile there. And you see a red block there, you want to make the colors match. To make the colors match, that opens the door. Quite a few color puzzles in this dungeon. And we got another one of those block puzzles. A dice puzzle. You want to make sure you hit that switch as you're going by, so you cause the cart to stop in this room. We're going to have to push that block, that dice block, to the blue to open up that gate. I guess they have red, yellow, and I guess they didn't want to put green, so they went with blue. Maybe in case people are red-green colorblind, they didn't want to have both red and green. But yeah, blue makes this stuff go, so push it around a little bit. I've got to push it around in a S-like shape. There we go. Now we're going to get another one of those jumping tile puzzles. So all the tiles on the right are red, but the blocks on the left are yellow, then blue. So we jump over the blocks once to turn them yellow, and twice to make them blue. We match the color pattern, and we get another key. And now we take out the P-hats. Avoid the bubbles. That's how he's gonna get to live too. Now, we should go that way. Well, you think you'd want to go that way. But if you do go that way, you're just gonna run into a dead end. You first have to come this way. We have another one of those tracks blocking the minecart barriers. Turn it blue, that opens it up. Now we can go back and open that key block and ride the minecart that's beyond that key block. And now we can actually progress in the dungeon. Otherwise that barrier would have stopped us. So we hop on in and take another stroll. We're going to end up back in that room with the moblins where there's that one treasure chest we couldn't reach. Now with the Rock's Feather, we'll be able to reach it easily. Not that it's very useful treasure. We already got the compass, the map, and the dungeon items, so usually if there's extra treasure chests, it's either going to be a key, a gacha seed, or rupees. So we have a button there we have to hold down. If we just step on it, it will release once we step off it. So we're going to have to push one of these pots over. And we can do that using a combination of our power bracelet and the Rock's Feather. Have to push it around, then select your Rock's Feather, then jump over the holes and allow you to push it in the direction you need to. There you go. A little dangerously there. We open it up. I have another unique color puzzle here. So whatever color the tile is, that is the statues that they allow you to push. So right now the color tile is red, so that means you can push the red statues. And we're going to match the pattern over on the left with the one on the right here to the pattern on the left. And I meant to push that block down another time, but I messed up. That's okay. You can always just push stuff back. Push the yellow in the middle, change it to blue, and now we just have to plug in the blue ones into the little slots. And that'll get us another small key. I think it would be like the boss key, but now the boss key's close by. It's going to be another puzzle, color puzzle to solve though to get the boss key. Just grab this regular key. And this is where the boss key is, over in this room here. So right now it looks like there's nothing in here. But if you wait a little bit, you'll see the eyes up here. The black eyes appear from these things. The only way they're vulnerable is, see the black eyes up here? They're the same color. That gives you an idea that there's enemies in here. But you can only defeat them when the floor is a different color than they are. This could be potentially easy, or it can be, well, it's easy, but it can be annoying. Because it depends on how far the enemies are from the tile. If they're really far away, you miss them right there. Just gotta go back, jump again. Time consuming, but not hard. Much easier though with like the level 2 sword where you can shoot beams if you have full hearts. Or if we had a projectile weapon, but don't have that yet. Let's head on to the boss. This is not the boss room though. We get an owl statue that tells us how to defeat the boss. So to the right is oh, scrolled it too fast. This owl statue will tell us that the red face fears smoke. So that's our clue. We're gonna have this boss that rotates between 4 different faces, and you have to time it so you throw the bomb into his head when the red face is there. This is a little like a little bit of tricky boss. I'm sure there's obviously a way to time it, but I just go with the throw and hope. I grab a bomb and I throw it and I hope it hits. If you run out of bombs, it's okay, because sometimes the head will spit out bombs. It'll spit out potaboos, which are those fireballs, and then it'll spit out bombs at the same time. So you just have to go down, collect the bombs. Well, you can ride the thing around and drop from the top, but it's a little more difficult. Because you're pretty vulnerable when you're flying those rocks around. Because as you saw, the face spits potaboos out on occasion. Each of the faces, if you throw the bomb in the wrong hole, when the wrong face is there, it'll do something different. So the blue you see is shot those little like rings around that did a circle around the area. If we get in the green face, it shoots a bunch of potaboos out. And if you shoot the purple face, it smashes the ground, and it causes rocks to fall. The potaboos are really easy to avoid. All you do is just stay in the upper right corner there. The rocks are also easy to avoid. All you have to do is climb down the ladder and hide under one of the gray blocks. The rocks can't pass through them. And the Podroos just hang out in the corner. Oh, so close. Just gotta wait for more bombs to fall. Sneak up the Podroos. As many bombs as you can. We just gotta hope we get lucky. And we did not. We did get more bombs. We have 10 tries here. Like I said though, we have infinite supplies. As long as you are able to avoid the attacks. Which, like I said, ain't too hard. The only thing that give you problems, like I said, is the blue. But sometimes the blue don't go all the way up, so if it don't go all the way up, then it's really easy. So here the yellow, the purple, smashes down, rocks fall, but they just go underneath, climb down the ladder a little bit, go down beneath one of the gray rocks, and the rocks will harmlessly smash above. Like right here, no issue at all. Not so tough, but it is just an annoying boss. Unless you're really good with timing. I'm not good with timing and action-y type stuff. Data's there doing some push-ups. I do a lot of push-ups today for boxing class. Teaching the kids the importance of doing proper push-ups. Helps you want to get full extension on your punches, so you push all the way up to lock it out. And you want to recoil your arms all the way back to protect your face after you throw a punch. It's important for the kids to full extension on their push-ups up, and then go all the way down. When they go down, to mimic pulling their hands all the way back to their face. Good defense in faces. Have those hands up. Alright, we defeated the boss, get to the other side of the room, and now we get into the room with the second essence of time. Here's the entire map completed, all the treasure chests are opened. I'll have to go back and show that in level 1, but I'll go back there eventually much later in the game. Just to show that off. Just to show that I did clear everything out. But now we have the Roc's Feather, and we're able to clear out a little bit more of the overworld, both in the past and in the present. We'll start doing it in the past here, because that's where we are. Let's see what the Maku Tree has to say. Data, I sense an essence of time on the South Sea's Crescent Island. Find a way there from the town's coast. Alright, so we'll have to explore the town's coast, both in the past and the present. But I'm not going to head to town because the episode is almost over. We have a small little detour we can take at the entrance of the forest. Remember there was a little hole there? Did you find what Ambi desires? Yes, we did. So there's that hole, we're going to hop over it. Up this way, there's going to be a piece of heart. Straight up there, there's a cave. But before we go to that cave, we're going to find another piece of soft soil and plant another gacha seed. And meet Maple. Let's get rid of all these rocks so they don't get in our way. Maple drops items. Pick up the suspicious piece of ground there, plant another gacha seed. And run into Maple. Didn't drop a lot of stuff. I was hoping she'd drop that heart container piece. That would have been nice, but yeah, we'll get it eventually. There's some good places to farm maple in Harp of Ages. Mainly because every time you transfer from one time to another, enemies reset. So there's some places that are really good to, travel between. That heart piece. And I really wanted to jump down there and destroy this pot because of obsessive compulsiveness, but I pressed the button too late. So I fell in, so now I gotta waste more time getting this pot that actually has nothing underneath it, so it was a total waste. But wasted time. Speaking of time, we are out of time, and I hope you didn't feel like you wasted your time watching this episode. I hope you come back for the next episode where we do what the Maku Tree said and start exploring the coast and see if we can find a way to the southern island. Bye.